Hey tribe, just reminding you that we are bringing you beautiful transmissions every day. And if you're loving what you hear, you can indeed subscribe, and you can like and comment on these videos, and you can help us grow. So come and be a part of the team, and let's voyage together. Peace.
Blessings and peace, beloved ones. Today I want to talk about those places that are so easily overwhelming you from a very subconscious part of your being. Fear, pain, suffering, which you have been part of in other lives than this, that get triggered, and that you need to know how to just recognize that you've been triggered, and how to just quickly, without really spending days down there, as it were, in an oppressed place within your being, but rather just realizing, oh, a bit like you do when you just ate something with a horrible taste, and you just drink some water, and you eat something with a nice taste really quickly, and that's the end of that nasty taste. So to realize that the emotional world within you, yes, it's like that. It's a taste. It's a good taste or it's a bad taste. With a bad taste, you get upset, afraid, you go into pain and shock and despair. And with a really nice taste, in this particular analogy, you feel good, safe, and you feel protected, warm, and loving, and at peace. But really, that's it. It's these conditions of your emotional body are completely accessible for you to change. The only trouble is you haven't seen that you got affected by some external energy that pushed you towards, well, in this case, I'm concerned about changing, of course, when you are pushed towards negativity. So the point about it is that you are an open-hearted, vulnerable, beautiful soul, but you got to understand what to do if you get invaded by a negative energy or force in your life. And that can go all the way to physical, but it won't go to the place of physical if you are able to understand the laws of light, the laws of frequency, the laws of vibration, and keep yourself in a very positive state. So, but it's not difficult, it's just understanding. So as long as you realize, you're just like a piece of putty. If I put my thumb in a piece of putty, it's got a bit dent in it. Then I got to kind of reshape the putty and get that dent out and get it to be whatever shape I want it to be. So you're the putty, you in your physical, emotional, mental body, and then the maker, the artist, the potter, whoever's working with the putty, that's your higher self, it's your divine nature, it's your intelligence and your awareness that you bring to your physical, emotional, mental being. You have to be in that willingness to see when you have been prodded, poked, pushed out of shape. So I want to call it diving with the angels to retrieve your hurt self. Diving in with the angels to retrieve your hurt self. Because there is seeing that you've been hurt, and there's the awareness that's very important, and then there's what are you going to do about it? Because if you just leave that part of you lying there, it's going to get worse. It's going to attract more depressing thoughts, more negativity, more pain, more actually the universe now responding, oh, here's a magnet for pain. All right, I got plenty of pain. Let's bring them pain. You got to understand the universe is highly intelligent, but not in the way you might think. It just brings you what you invite. You are the power, you are the divine being, you have the freedom to choose, and perhaps you are also an effect of choices made before, that you also have to understand how to, in that sense, heal some very deep patterns in your being, and you have to be very persistent. That is what spiritual practice is all about. It's realizing, oh, well, actually, I got triggered when I was a child. Oh, No, I got triggered in a past life. Oh, I got triggered in several past lives, and then as a child as well. Oh my goodness. Right. Well, that's going to take me a little bit of time and some patience, endurance, perseverance. But understand the law, beloved. When you apply the law, the spiritual law of truth, of oneness, of the resonance of frequencies, and you realize, well, if I raise my frequency, if I bring that light of my true self in, all of those places of pain, they're going to come up to the light. They might be more painful to begin with, but if I stick at it, if I stay with my practice, if I do it every day, and I'm not too demanding of myself, and I'm gentle with myself, and I just keep on lifting up that part of my being, one day I'm going to just wake up, and it's not going to be dragging me down into those places anymore. So in that sense, we could say that the outer battle, or seemingly outer battle, which is in fact an inner battle, of negative and light forces is going on inside you, but is just being, it's being emphasized, exaggerated by what's happening on the earth. That the forces of negativity, of tyrannical and absurd domination are being brought forward and are affecting you, but only because you're having places triggered within you that you didn't quite deal with before this moment. This is an acceleration of human evolution where the light forces allow the dark forces to proliferate until that moment happens when enough of humanity have awoken to say, that's it, thank you, that's enough of that initiation. We now need to recover all of the effects of what has happened. We need to now, thank you so much for this massive injection of reasons to stay strong, but now we need to also heal the wounded and those who have been unable to fully hold the light and who now need the power of their brothers and sisters to come and bring compassion and healing and recovery. Now, you who come forward to listen are, for the most part, you are those rainbow warriors of the light. You have come, you know why you've come, you know why you're listening to Chung Fu and other ascended beings. So you are those leaders preparing for, in fact, the next time, the time after this time, where, yes, you're going to be needed to help many of your brothers and sisters recover from the shock of what they've been through. Now, right now, because you are listening to me, you are one of those beings who is building yourself up to be, well, I think a force of nature is one way of saying it, but a force of spirit in your nature body. You are becoming that rainbow warrior of the light. That means that, they can throw dark darts at you, but they just get sort of eaten up by the light. They don't go anywhere. They don't penetrate. They don't do anything. They are just fuel to the cosmic fire of your being. That's what you're becoming. As we do these practices with you, that's why. So diving down with the angels to retrieve your hurt self, who is also your fearing self, who is also partly, a little bit of a negative self storing, oh, what if they hurt me again? I remember this. I remember it so vividly from before. That's right. That's the trigger. When you have been hurt, and let's be honest, most human beings have been hurt at some time, and so the trigger is right there. The idea of being dominated, of being pushed to do things you don't really want to do, of not being free to have the life you really want to have. These triggers are there. They've been used before. So, do you want to believe in them? Or would you like to rescue the part of you that perhaps does, through memory and pain in the body, believe in them a bit? Well, they did it before. I've been there. I know that. And do you want to believe that before? Or do you want to believe in now? And do you want to create a new future? Well, you know the answer. I know the answer. You want to believe in you now. That is different because, yes, it's a memory. It's there to inform you that might happen unless you awoke and decided it's not going to happen, that you are strong and vibrant, that you are calling on your spirit helpers, and you're just going to reach down to that place where your fear and your hurt self are cowering, perhaps trying to shield, and you say, it's all right. I've got a whole space of light. I've got a whole garden. I've got a spirit temple. Come, and you go down. And at first there'll be resistance. That down place will say, no, thank you. I'm very safe down here, and I don't, all your light really frightens me. I just want to stay down here in the dark. Go away. Stop shining your light on me. You're really annoying me now. Can you just go away with all your positive light? I just want to stay in my comfort zone of not, no, I don't want to pay attention. You'll get all kinds of resistant feelings like that. But just breathe your way through them. Notice them, maybe even write them down. Oh, and feel your compassion for the part of you that you really understand, because it's a part of you. You know those feelings. You may have wanted to hide. You may well not have wanted to change some of the things you believe, or, really pay attention, to just go away, all of it. I just want to stay down here in a hole. However, the truth is you're needed. The truth is that if you're listening to me and you're listening to other beings coming through from the worlds of light, well, you're needed to bring that very light out yourself into the world. There are millions of people who need to understand, to have hope, to realize that they can change, that they don't have to be victims in other people's worlds. They can create their own world. They can be Lord and Lady of their own reality. They can be their own embodiment of divine presence. The whole world needs that message of hope and upliftment at this time. So breathe and remember that. And have a good talking to your own self, and a bringing in of your higher self, and a reminding of your divine connection. And then imagine that a company of all your beloveds, of all your family relations, beloveds in the spirit world, guides, helpers, ancestors. In your mind, call them. Hello, people, my people. Can you come and help me today? I want to go down, because there's a part of me trapped in old fears and experiences which you know about because you've journeyed with me through other lives. When these things happened, I need your help. I need to go down and rescue this part of myself. And it's just like a mission in the spiritual world as it is in the physical world. It's a real mission. It's a real expedition. So you'll gather with them, and you see yourself perhaps at the opening of a cave, and you start crawling down a dark passageway until you come out into a little space where there is a little you. He's got all the memories there in the cave, like phantoms of events there, almost like a movie screen or several movie screens that are being watched. I remember that. I just want to hide here because it's still going on. I can still see all those things that happened long ago. They're still hurting me. And you all arrive. And you are a big presence of light arriving in this little one's cave, where the little one is hiding away. A part of you that has stored all that painful memory deep down inside. That you've arrived with all your beings of light, with angels by your side, who are radiating light and almost making that small part of you shield their eyes. Not used to that brightness, arriving, slightly moving away from you as what's going on? What are you all doing here in my comfortable, dark, safe space that I made for myself? And you go forward gently. And you ask all the beings here to create a fire a gentle fire to tone the light down, but create a fire. So that warm, beautiful fire starts to burn in the middle of the space and draws that little part of you close to warm the cold self by the fire. And you sidle around and just come gently close and be with that part of yourself, a warm, gentle, loving, compassionate presence. Just put your arm there and feel that cold, frightened part of yourself and hold that being in your mind's eye. And just ask some of your closest guides, helpers, relations, and beloveds to come and circle around you to support you. And start gently asking that part of yourself what you need right now. What can I bring for you? And everything is possible. Warm clothes. Sometimes you might find that part of you is not got very much clothing on. It's cold, shivering, and the fire is so important. You bring warm clothes. You see the guides and helpers, ancestors, family members, clothing that part of you that feels a bit exposed, naked, cold. Wrap this part of you in warm clothing and then ask, are you hungry? Are you thirsty? And you'll find often this part of your being is very hungry, very thirsty. You might also find that before you can put the clothing on, there's the feeling of needing to be gently cleansed and washed, and beautiful sweet-smelling oils and unctions and lotions to be gently massaged into the skin. Feel the needs of this part of your being. Sometimes you'll find that the being is almost dead and needs resuscitation. So whatever you find when you come into this beautiful, but abandoned, but very authentic, real space that belongs to the small and hurt part of you. Notice what you are seeing, what you feel, what you sense, and what you are told, and gradually fill that space up with the loving blessings of all your guides and helpers surrounding you and your little one. And as the little one becomes more confident, you begin to shine the light on all the memories of pain until they dissolve, until they are taken in by the light. And when you feel you have fed and nurtured, clothed, embraced, loved, and healed this part of your being, feel yourself breathing him, her into your heart. My beautiful little self, you have held on to the suffering from long ago, or from a few years ago, or even from yesterday. My beautiful, triggered and hurt self, I hold you with all my love, and I bring you back into my spirit garden in my heart, to where the flowers are growing, where there is great beauty and kindness and compassion. I bring you back to be cradled in my arms. I bring you back into my heart where I walk, in my garden of plenty, in my garden of kindness, of healing and compassion, in my garden of peace. Come, let us lie together here by my healing fountain under the trees, surrounded by flowers, and feel all my beautiful spirit beings. You see, they are yours too. And we are here together. And I call you back. I reclaim you. And I teach you the strength from the center of my heart, where the divine light pours in to fill you up, to dissolve any remaining memories of the past from your body and my body, and to replace all the places of pain with visions of beauty, love, healing compassion, of light, of pleasure and delight. And we can walk together now on our soul's path, knowing that we are one with the divine, and we are one being, always safe and protected, always in the right place at the right time, and always experiencing in our life compassion, love, peace, harmony, and joy in the beauty way with the greatest of ease. And so it is. Blessings and peace.